and welcome back to the Free Hammers. That's an old channel. The West Ham World YouTube channel. I hope you're well. Sorry about the orientation, guys. Just before I went live, I was trying to, turn the orientation around, but it wouldn't let me. So here we go. Here's my review of the game that just finished. West Ham 1, Lille 1, the last pre-season game. We're all ready to go for Sunderland next week. It was a boring game. For long periods of that game, it was very, very boring. There was a lack of press. There was a lack of endeavour from our part to pass the ball forward and try and attack. Anyone who was watching the actual West Ham stream, I wasn't going to pay, but then I just decided, you know what, I'm so bored this afternoon. It's only a fiver. And any other stream I could find was Spanish commentary. I couldn't find an English commentary anywhere else. So I just thought, yeah, well, £5 sorts me afternoon out. Mark Phillips was the co-commentator, and all we just kept saying was West Ham, we're always got our backs facing towards we've always got our fronts facing towards our goals, so it's very easy to mark. Yeah, it's very easy for the opposition to see what we're going to do. We're going to receive the ball, we're going to pass it back. We're not on the half turn, we're not trying to speed the play up. I thought Lille were quite a good side though. They pressed high, they were quick, and they had us trapped in for a long period of that game. We only had one early chance really with Bowen. That was after about 20 minutes. I'm not to be exact. He blasted one at the goalkeeper. Apart from that, there wasn't really much else in the first half. It was very bitty. Juve put a couple of good balls. He was brilliant today, Juve. He's crossing is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Like it hits that danger zone, that corridor of uncertainty, as someone famous commentators always say. Brian says Mark Phillips was spot on today. He was, mate. He was. It was good. It was good to have a real West Ham fan in there talking and sort of really picking pieces out about West Ham today and what's right and what's wrong. They did score a goal, very good goal as well. I think Wan-Bissaka was just sort of playing Giroud onside. The ball was played into midfield. They pinged the ball over to him, and it was just a classy finish. It's a classy goal scorer finish. Someone who can, touch the ball and finish 1-0. I think they deserve to be 1-0 up as well. Like I say, I think they were the better side in the first half. Second half, again, not much change, but then we started to pick it up a bit. We started to press a bit higher. Juve put a really good ball in. Fulkrug had the header, or was it? Might have been Wan-Bissaka, that one, I can't remember. And then we had one where Bowen forced a really good save, which led to a corner. We like I say, we were a lot better second half, a lot better. We was trying to get on the ball, we were moving it about a bit better. Substitutions came. Rodriguez, Soucek came on. Walker-Peters, who I thought played well as well. I thought Walker-Peters had a really good game. When he come on, he was direct, and he was trying to do things. But yeah, the goal come. We pressed high. Bowen, have I been stabbed in the foot? No, here. Do you know what this was? Do you know this here? When I was younger, a pop-up pirate, if anyone remembers that game, I was 5 years old. It hit me right in the head there. Hit me right in the head. And I've had that scar since I was 5 years old. Where was I? Yeah, so he pressed high, forced a mistake. Bowen picked up the ball. We passed it into Soucek. Soucek passed it into the feet of Fulkrug. Great to see him continuing scoring. 3-3, I think it is, for pre-season. He looks good. He looks sharp. He was winning headers. And that partnership is slowly starting to grow between him and Bowen. There was a point where he knocked it down for him. Where he was unlucky, and obviously he had the header as well, which would have been a really, really, really good goal. But yeah, went to penalties. He missed his penalty. It is what it is. Two good saves from Areola to win us it. And our other penalties were really, really good penalties. I thought I really like Agud. I really, really like him. I really, really like Agud. He's very calm on the ball. Moves the ball around nice. He started to do the release to Juve as well that I've been wanting. I thought Kilman was good. There was points where Kilman and Tobido They both decided, no, we're going to try and break the lines instead of the tippy-tappy stuff. They tried to break the lines, and that's where our best moves come from, when there's someone that wanted to break the lines. And this is something we lack. This is, that's that midfielder we need. Or if you are going to play for it at the back, at some point in games, I like seeing that. I like seeing Tobido or Kilman, or even a Gerd's got that ability to just break the line, and then you take 3 or 4 players out from their team, and then you're in a position where you can release the ball and you're on top. We need it. We need a line breaker desperately. I've already said Juve was brilliant. I thought Juve was fantastic. Wan-Bissaka a bit quieter today, but it's pre-season. It's no big deal. Bowen, tried his best. Paquetá was trying to do bits. Potts was very good off the ball. Being a good blocker. And when he had a really lovely touch in the midfield at one point, where he sort of faked the pass and then dropped the shoulder and turned. Like I said, Fulkrog was good. Let's go back into the comments, guys. Sorry. That guy said hi. Fulkrog and Bowen starting to form a good partnership. Yeah, it got better, didn't it? And it will get better. It's classic chemistry. Chemistry. I'm not sure about the tippy-tapper football at the back. We inevitably end up getting caught. Possession or give it away. Yeah, and we're going to get caught when the actual Premier League starts next week. When we're playing Liverpool, Arsenal, Newcastle, like super amazing high press teams. I don't expect us to play like that. I hope we don't anyway, because I think that would be very, very risky. But there are teams that that are a bit more on our level, or just slightly below us in terms of ability-wise. I would expect us to, hopefully, with the new goalkeeper, obviously that was announced before the game as well. Hopefully we can play that a bit more exciting, but we've got to start passing forward a bit more. What we got here? Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. Opponent with a pressing high. They all know to press heavy. I've seen it so many times. We don't press either. We have little spells in games where we press and we look good. We don't do it enough. It's really annoying. Modern football is pressing. Disappointed with Guilherme. Hasn't played in the last 2 games. Yeah, and I like Guilherme, mate. I really, really like him. I think there's a top young player in now. And I think he's being underused. And Cater Clan, I'm a bit more clever than that, mate. Good attempt to get me to do that, but no, I'm a bit cleverer than that. No minutes for Alves is also disappointing. Yeah, I was trying to pick up on his body language, to be honest with you, to see whether he was, getting involved with the celebration stuff. It didn't really give much away. He weren't that he was happy. He didn't look disappointed or anything like that. And you can sometimes pick up, is that his last appearance in the stadium? I don't know. I don't know. Ward-Prowse is clearly very liked by Potter. He doesn't sub him off very rarely anyway. And I think that team that started today will start. So we'll wait and see. Obviously, people like Callum Wilson as well. Still got to see them in the team. Desperately need another midfielder though. We need one more that can just go straight into the team and provide for us. I think everywhere else looks fairly okay. Yeah, Potter is in love with him. Yeah, I said he's the new Souček to Moyes. With Potter's, he's got something on Potter. You better play me or I'm going to release them pictures or something like that. Just on Mads Hermanusson as well. Sorry, obviously he has signed now. Good to see him before the game. Done his interview, done his press stuff, saying he's happy to be here, as you would. You're not going to say, "Oh, I'm not happy to be here." Will he start next week? That'd be interesting. I think Areola. I like Areola. I do. He's not what Potter wants to play, and that's not me saying he's a bad goalie. He's just not what Potter wants from his goalie, which is someone who can take the ball, pass the ball around. But he'll be high on confidence today. He obviously made the good penalty saves. It's always good for a goalkeeper to have penalty saves. But yeah, be interesting to see who the goalkeeper position is. I think if a midfielder does come in this week, I don't think they'll start. I think, like I said, I think that will be the team that starts. The one that started today will be the one that starts. I'm fairly happy with that. Like I say, apart from Ward-Prowse, he's the only one you would potentially take out of that. But yeah, that ends pre-season. I'm pretty happy with it. I'm pretty happy with how pre-season's gone. Again, Mark Phillips, the co-commentator today, said, you know, West Ham have won games. They've scored in every game. They've looked a lot more solid than what we did last year. The goals we've conceded, apart from today, have been mistakes, you know, like individual error rather than poor team performance. It's not my style of football. It's not, you know, I can't say I'm enjoying the games. It's nice that we can pass the ball, but we're not passing it with any endeavour or any urgency. That's the next thing for me. You know, if we are taking baby steps to get to a point, you know, the next step is that. What's Brian saying? It we look pretty fit second half. Thought Lille tired the last 20 minutes. Yeah, you know, all that pressing eventually, you know, it does catch up with you. We've seen it before. You remember Leeds under Bielsa. You know, Leeds, Bielsa used to do brilliant, didn't they, for 70 minutes? I remember the game at Ellen Road, West Ham. They were fantastic for 70 minutes. And then West Ham just decided, boom, 75th minute, they're tired. We went for it. We beat them. Can we play that style? Who knows? But Premier League players are very fit. I thought Potts had a good game. He'll be really good after maybe 6 Prem games. Yeah, you know, he's got to be given time. He's done nothing wrong. He's done nothing wrong in pre-season. He's done everything he can. I think Potter likes him. The fact that he started today is a big tick. You know, big tick that he probably is going to get used quite a lot this season. I wish we would press high more. As we look good when we did press high. That's modern football, mate. I want to see us press high. I love teams that press and try to, you know, really enforce themselves on teams. Like I always say Newcastle, but I do love the way Eddie Howe's Newcastle play. You know, they don't care. There's no respect for the opposition. It's in your face. You're having it. You're going to change the way you play for us rather than we change the way we play for you. You know, who knows? Who knows? It's still very early in Potter. We've still got to see what he does in the Premier League. I'm still not fully happy with the way he plays. I can see an improvement from the end of last season to now, but that's got to be transferred into points, goals in the Premier League over the next few weeks. Brian says Pot should start next week. I agree, mate. Right, I'm going to leave it there, guys. Thank you if you have tuned in live. Hit the like button before you leave. Check that you subscribe. Again, apologies for the camera angle. Yeah, we'll be back in a week, hopefully with midfielder signing and definitely with a preview for the Premier League because it is back, finally. Come on, you Irons. Keep believing. Let's go.